Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, by Shem Yahshai, by Shem HaKadosh, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who rule well. Shalom, peace and blessings and salutation to you. I can push in this word throughout the four corners of this earth. The water to Yahweh, by Shem Yahshai, for let me do another lesson. The water, because I've been looking for this clip for going on like a year now, and it's basically it's a clip from Orange is the New Black. And basically it was a television show. Oh, actually, it's a show on Netflix about these women, how they in prison or whatever the case may be. And I'm circling it in on this the Edomite. Her name is Piper, I believe, or Piper something, and she's a main character, whatever the case may be. But this particular part, it's spiritual because she gets called out for being a Amalekite, which is Amalekite is short for Amalek, and Amalek is a so-called Jewish person. You see, and I'm gonna let it play, and Lord willing, bring scriptures.
Heard you broke up with your girl.
Wow, Twitter's got nothing on prison.
You feel bad?
Feel like I did what I needed to do.
She mad?
Yep.
Mad enough to leave a dead rat on your locker.
What? Oh! What the fuck? No, she didn't do that. Do you think that thing just crawled up here and died?
No, this a message rat. Someone said they gonna kill you.
God, so this part, someone said they was gonna kill her. This other chick that's locked up, and the main character, ex-lesbian, ex-drug trafficker, middle class, close to upper class woman. She's not really too fond of prison, so she don't really know how to fit in. She can't really relate to the other dykes. But as you can see, it says you're gonna die, Amalek. You see. And Amalek, when you look it up, Amalek is the natural born enemy of the Israelites. Okay. And yes, I'm using YouTube as a lesson. Yes, I'm getting information from YouTube. You see. For the ones who like to talk their little BS and give their uneducated opinions and statements that's saying you can't get information from YouTube. So real quick, I want to get the scripture, Deuteronomy 25:17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way, and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not the Most High. Therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy God have given thee rest from all thine enemies round about in the land which the Lord thy God given thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it. So Amalek, so-called Jewish people, and Israelites are enemies, biological enemies, you see.
They right here.
So everyone hates them, basically. So
See, they meant your apostrophe RE, as in you are gonna die. But it's some ignorant bitch ass shit.
What's an Amalekite?
I think it's some Bible stuff. Hey, yo, Black Cindy, come here.
yes, it's some Bible stuff. Amalekite is a so-called Jewish person. Amalek, he was the firstborn of Esau. You see, he was the first born of Esau. I believe Esau had either six or seven sons, and the firstborn was Amalek. So Amalek is the firstborn, basically, of Esau. Who was Esau? It's the progenitor of so-called white people. You see, the so-called white man, he first came out red. He was in the womb of Rebecca, and in the room with Jacob, and they were fighting. You see, and Esau went out to have children from a heathen concubine woman, and he brought up Amalek. And the Amalekites today are the so-called Jewish people with the bowl cut, the bowl hats on their head, calling themselves the true children of Israel. You see, and let it play.
Steph, I bet this was that crazy fucking hillbilly.
What's up? You was raised in the church, right?
I would. But like my daddy saying, the Lord don't take the wuzzers.
Amalekite, they had war. You read it, I believe in what was that? In Exodus, they had war with Israel, and Israel came out victorious. So they're natural enemies, and you can read in 1 Samuel 14 and 48 how I believe Saul was it, or was gave an order to kill the Amalekites. Esau has 6 sons. Yeah, so that's what the Most High say. You see? So how can the Most High love everybody when he commanded Saul to murder him? And this is the Old Testament, which is still feasible and lines up with today, the whole scriptures. The scriptures. That's why I tell you to eat the whole roll, the whole of the scriptures, the Old and New Testament. And yeah, I believe what she talking about is in 1 Samuel 14. But when I mentioned about Exodus, I think it's in Exodus 17 and 8. Yeah, it says, then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of the Most High in my hand. So Joshua did as Moses said to him and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and her went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat therein. And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the top side and the other side, and his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. And this is the point. For he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So the Lord has a war with Amalek. The Lord does not agree with Amalek because they're a shiesty. They're rats. Like he said, why would they put a rat on her desk? Because she's a rat. She's part of that stock. And they call them rats because they call them rats because they, you know, when you look it up, they you know, they said, you know, in the Urban Dictionary, why they call them rats is, you know, they go around New York. A lot of them are found in New York. When they're over here in Americas, you know, running around looking for coins and money in the sewers, because they're known as a greedy people. They like to get every penny from you. So, and nonetheless, they look like rats. Revelation 2:9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty are like the scripture, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So they are the synagogue of Satan, man. They're deceivers. They're adversaries. That's why the Lord gonna have war with them. You see, and I believe when you look it up, you know, this guy Flavius Joseph, I think he was back in the Roman Jewish era, the 5th century. He was a scholar. You know, he basically said they were enemies. They were enemies to the Israelites. You know, they're bastards. He called them a bastard. So kill that motherfucker. But God, you know, they're a bastard. You know, they don't have any power, higher power. They don't even believe in the Lord. And there is no Jewish people in jail, in prison, because they run the world. You won't see a Jewish person in jail, in prison. This is Zechariah 9:6. It says, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. A bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. That's where the Jewish people dwelt in. So it said a bastard shall dwell there. You see, they're bastards. Okay, you ain't gonna see one of them in prison. Male, female, young, old. They gonna get out at any means necessary, man. They the ones that need to be in jail, you see. Hey, you know, pretty much made my point. You know, they the ones that need to be in jail, and they get out of jail. They get out of everything. You see, with that, Lord willing, it was edifying. All praise to Yahawah, Bashim Yashai, Bashim Machakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who will. Till next time, Shalom.